Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll begin at the beginning of Parshas Va'era, chapter 6, verse 2. The end of last week's Parsha concluded with Moshe Rabbeinu really complaining to Hashem that you've set up the Jewish people for failure and you've put me in position to bring the failure. You know, we went into Paro, it didn't work. In fact, he increased the work for the people. Why are you doing this? And now we have Hashem's response. Verse 2, Vaydaber Elokim el Moshe. Elokim spoke to Moshe. Many of the Mefarshim comment on that the word Vaydaber connotes generally more of a stern, rigid type of, so this implies a strong response. Vayomer Elav Ani Hashem. So Elokim spoke to Moshe and he said to him, I am Hashem. Verse 3, Vo'iro el Abraham el Yitzchak el Yaakov b'Kel Shakoi. I have appeared to Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov in the name of Kel Shakai. Ushmi Hashem lo nodati lohem, and I have not revealed to them my name of God, of Hashem, excuse me. Then I will fulfill my covenant with them to give them the land of Israel. And I'm well aware of what's going on with the Jews of Mitzrayim. Verse 6, Lochein amor lebnei Yisrael ani Hashem. Therefore, tell the Jewish people, I'm God, I'm Hashem, and I'll take them out of Egypt, and I'll save them, and I'll redeem them, and I'll take them for myself as a nation. By the way, at the Seder, we have the 4 cups. The classic idea of the 4 cups is because the 4 languages of redemption, which are in these psukim. The second half of verse 6 and the first half of verse 7 are these 4 verbs of redemption. Okay, the tone, at least according to some of the Mefarshim, is a strong one against Moshe. It's a very confusing few psukim. First of all, there are literally 3 different names of God floating around the psukim. Elokim, Hashem, Kel Shakai. It seems to be a big deal that he's telling Moshe, he's appearing to him with Hashem. He brings in the patriarchs. Why does he bring in the patriarchs? It's just difficult to understand what exactly is going on. And on the face of it, it seems he's just reiterating it's all going to be okay. Is that everything that's happening here? So there's a lot of discussion here among the Mefarshim. We'll try to get a sense. It's a little complicated, but we'll do our best. Ramban on Pasuk Beis. Vaydaber Elokim el Moshe. Lashon Rashi. So Rashi says, Diber ito mishpat. It's Vaydaber is a strong language. Elokim is generally a language associated with judgment, harsh judgment. God spoke firmly to Moshe. Al shehik shalom mar l'daber lo mareo salom hazeh. So according to Rashi, Hashem is responding strongly to Moshe. In Moshe's statement, why have you done bad to the people? Vayomer elav ani Hashem. God responds to Moshe, I am Hashem. The significance of Hashem is neman l'shalim schalim s'halchem l'fanai b'tamim, that I reward people who walk before me in an appropriate way with full sincerity. Ubelashon hazeh matzinu shu nidrish b'kam mekomos. Vayirel Avraham b'kel shakai. Hiftachtiv harbe avtachos. Ubekulan amarti lohem ani kel shakai. I made all kinds of assurances to Avraham and his son and his grandson. And the general way I referred to myself there was kel shakai, which is a language implying potential. Ushmi Hashem lo nodati lohem. And I never informed them. I never was known to them with my name of God. Lo hodati in ksivkan el lo nodati lohem. Shlo nodati lohem b'mita mitis shali. I never was known to them in my true character trait, for which I'm called Hashem, that I could be counted on to bring my words to fruition. I made promises to the patriarchs and I didn't fulfill them. That's what Rashi says. So, according to Rashi, the reason why the beginning of the pasuk is Elokim is it connotes Hashem is speaking harshly to Moshe. The usage of the term Hashem is the term where Hashem fulfills his promises. And he says to Moshe, you know, I made all these promises to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. It was with the name of Kel Shakai, which connotes assurances, but not necessarily following through on the assurances yet. And I was never known to them as Hashem. They never saw me fulfill my assurances. And you are going to see the fulfillment of my assurances. And according to Rashi, the implication is you're not up to snuff with Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. They didn't complain about such things, and you are. That's the standard shot according to Rashi. Further in the Ramban, the point being that the fulfillment of the assurance of the patriarchs has not yet come to fruition. V'afal she'adayin lo higia azman. Of course, it hasn't come to fruition. The time for the fulfillment hasn't come yet. It's almost like even though I never followed through. Of course, he never followed through. You said it was going to happen after this exile in Egypt, way down the road. It hasn't happened yet. The bottom line is they didn't see the assurance fulfilled. Vim kozelo tiken elashon shayroi lomar lo hodati oshiomar ushmi Hashem lo noda lehem. Ramban questions the language of the pasuk according to Rashi. He said it would have been lo nodati means I was not known. I was not known to them as Hashem. Says the Ramban, according to Rashi's pshat, it really should have been I did not make my name known, Hashem, to him, or my name was known to them. Okay, he says maybe you could work it out, but this is a question that he has on Rashi's pshat. According to Ibn Ezra, the meaning of the pasuk is as follows: Ki nir lo avos b'shem hazeh shu menatzeach marchos shamayim v'la'asos imam nisim gedolim shlo nisbato mehem minhag ha'olam. The meaning, according to the Ibn Ezra, is that he appeared to Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov with Kel Shakai, meaning he did great miracles for them. Birav pado samimaves. At times of famine, he saved them from death. Ubimochama midecherev. At times of war, he saved them from the sword. And he did all kinds of good things for the patriarchs. Vehein ki cholayu udim shebetorah bebrachos ubeklalos. Kilo savo al adam tova b'schar mitzvah orab onesh avera. I have intervened in all kinds of ways in the patriarchs' lives. And the Ramban says, by the way, these are the types of things that God talks to us in the Torah all the time about. If you think about Shema, if you're good, this will happen. If you're bad, that will happen. These are all God's intervening in our lives. And he certainly did that for the patriarchs. V'im yunach adam l'tivo l'mazalo lo yosifu b'ma'asav davar v'liyikru mimenu. If a person was merely left to nature or to his mazel, his fortune, whatever, it wouldn't matter what he did or didn't do. But the point, says the Ramban, is that Hashem is telling us if we do the right things, God will help good things happen. If we do bad things, God will make bad things happen. Do we see all of them? Do we know which world we're talking about all the time? No. But we believe that things in general in this world flow in a certain way, and maybe in the next world, and maybe in ways that we don't understand, flow in a certain way commensurate with our activities. Avoschar kol haTorah va'ansha ba'olam hazeh hakol nisim ve'hem nistarim yechashiv b'hem l'roim shu minhago shel olam ve'hem ba'adam onesh uschar b'emes. A person who doesn't understand God, those in the Sunday morning Musar group, this is certainly apropos of what we were talking about yesterday. A person who doesn't understand God looks at the world and says, gosh, I wonder where God is. And a person who believes in God, we see God left and right. Not necessarily that the laws of nature are overridden or anything like that, but just we see God's intervention in our lives. The Ramban, the Ibn Ezra also explains there's a famous question. Why doesn't the Torah tell us all about the next world? Why doesn't the Torah tell us about that? And his basic point seems to be that we can grasp the things of this world. We can understand the things of this world. The things of this world, we don't have the faintest clue. Okay, but in any event, according to the Ibn Ezra, the pshat, well, we'll let the Ramban go further. Says the Ibn Ezra that God is telling Moshe, I appeared to the patriarchs by the force of my hand, that I made things work out the right way. Aval b'shmi shel yud hey, ashboniya kol hove, lo nodati lohem, livro lohem chadashos b'shinoi atolados. I didn't change nature. I didn't circumvent the laws of nature. I just intervened for them in a way that would help them along. V'lochein, and therefore, Emor livnei Yisrael ani Hashem. Go, Moshe, tell the Jewish people, I am Hashem, meaning, v'todia lohem pam acheres Hashem agadol, kivo ani osi moem lahafli. Go tell the Jewish people that I'm going to do miracles and wonders for them. V'yedu ken Hashem. It will be obvious that I am God, Osakol, who does everything. So they're very different pshat than Rashi. Rashi says what it means that God appeared to the patriarchs with the name of Kel Shakai. He's made a lot of promises. And he never appeared to them with the name of Hashem because he never fulfilled the promises. It's not a criticism, it's just the reality. They didn't come, the ark didn't come around yet. According to the Ibn Ezra, that's not the pshat. The Ibn Ezra says the pshat is, I did all kinds of things for the patriarchs, remarkable things for the patriarchs. I took care of them in all kinds of ways. But complete, utter, total miracles, obvious miracles, the name of Hashem, I didn't appear to them in that way. But your people, they're going to see remarkable miracles, and tell your people that. The tzadku kol divrei Rabbi Avram ben Hazeh elashu ki masnabe v'nei odea v'nei gam l'dvar v'yiroi sheyom rakasu v'oda Avraham b'kel shakai b'shmi Hashem lo nodati lahem. The Ramban he thinks that what the Ibn Ezra says is absolutely true, but he says I don't think that's the pshat in the pasuk, and he has different criticism of how it fits with the wording of the pasuk. Skipping a few lines in the Ramban, v'al derech ha'emes. The Ramban says, I think the pasuk is actually meant to be understood in a very straightforward way. Yomar, ani Hashem, niresi lahem ba'aspaklaria shel kel shakai, ketam b'mara elav esvada, v'osi ani Hashem lo nodati lahem, shlo nistaklu ba'aspaklaria ha'meira sheyedu osi. Says the Ramban, kel shakai is the idea that essentially knowing God by his actions per se, but the full revelation of the name Hashem, your generation is going to see me in a way that the other generations haven't seen me. Skipping a few lines. The revelation of God's presence to the patriarchs was through a kindness and justice. They absolutely deserved God's revelation. These were giants, the patriarchs. Moshe will see the revelation of God with the name of Hashem, Hashem being Racham and mercy. Moshe and his generation will see the obvious hand of God in remarkable ways when they really don't necessarily deserve to see it. So those are the three pshatim. Just to sum up, according to Rashi, it's really a criticism of Moshe. The patriarchs didn't question me when the promises didn't yet come fulfilled, and you're questioning me, you'll see fulfillment in your times. That's what Rashi says. According to the Ibn Ezra, the patriarchs, I took care of them in all kinds of ways, but it wasn't obvious miracles. Your people will see obvious miracles. According to Ramban, the pshat is the patriarchs had a great revelation of my presence, but they absolutely deserved it all. You and your generation will see and have clarity for much more than you actually deserve. So these are three pshatim. I hope it was kind of need to do it quickly, but I hope it made sense to everybody.